My video on how many batteries you need for a 12V 3000W inverter has close to 1 million views. But now everyone's asking, how many solar panels do I need for a 3000W inverter? This video has two methods, the quick way and the correct way. And in the last part, I will show you a trick to save money. If you're new here, I'm Nick, author of this book with over 2000 4.5-star reviews. Let's get started. Let's start with a quick way to figure out how many solar panels you will need. First, we will assume you're using a 12V battery system. That's the most common system beginners start with. It's simple, affordable, and easy to find parts for. But just a heads up, running high current through 12V can get expensive fast. I'll explain why in a bit. In my previous video, I recommended using 3 12V 100 Ah lithium batteries for a 3000W inverter. Why 3? Well, let's do the math on how much current that inverter pulls at full power. A 3000W inverter running at 90% efficiency on a nominal battery voltage of 12.8 volts pulls 260 amps. That's a lot of current. Now here's the thing, most modern 12V 100 Ah lithium batteries come with a 100 amp BMS or battery management system. That's like a built-in safety switch. It limits how much current the battery can provide, which increases the lifespan. So one battery gives us 100 amps, and 3 in parallel gives us 300 amps in total, enough to power the inverter, even at full load. Now, let's look at how much energy these 3 batteries actually store. 12.8 volts times 100 amp hours equals 1280 watt hours. But we have 3 of these batteries, so we multiply it by 3 and we get 3840 watt hours. This is your battery bank. This is how much energy you can store and use. Now here's the rule of thumb for off-grid systems. You want to fully recharge your batteries in one average day. Let's use Atlanta as an example. In winter, Atlanta gets about 3 sun hours per day. I did a video about sun hours, so if you want to know more about it, check it out after this one. If you want to recharge your 3840 watt hour battery bank with those 3 sun hours, you divide 3840 watt hours divided by 3 sun hours equals 1280 watts of solar. So you will need about 1280 watts of solar panels to keep things charged. If you are using 375 watt solar panels, you'll need 4 of them. So to quickly recap, you got a 3000W inverter, and you will need 3 lithium batteries to handle the current. Those 3 batteries store 3840 watt hours of energy, and with 3 sun hours, you will need about 1280 watts of solar to recharge them daily. But here's the thing, while this system is an okay system to build, it isn't the right way to size your solar system. You might need more panels, or less, depending on what you actually use. Let's go over the correct way in part 2. Let's talk about the right way to size your solar panel system. This part is really important, and honestly, a lot of people get it wrong. Your battery or inverter does not indicate the amount of solar panel. Here's the biggest mistake people make. They buy a 3000W inverter and think, okay, I need 3000 watts of solar to match. But that's not how it works. What really matters is your energy usage. You could have a 3000W inverter and only use it to run a fridge and a few lights. In that case, you might only need 800 watts of solar panels. But if you're running a fridge, a few lights, a freezer, a microwave and a coffee maker, you're using a lot more power, and you will need double or triple the amount of solar to keep your batteries charged. Here's a step-by-step method I recommend. First, figure out how much power you use per day, in watt hours. Second, size your battery to store at least 3 days of energy for cloudy days. And third, figure out how much solar you need to recharge that battery in an average day. This might be confusing, so let's go through a realistic example, an off-grid cabin. Let's say this is what you use per day. A fridge consumes 800 watt hours per day, a microwave 140 watt hours, lights 160 watt hours, a TV 200 watt hours, and the laptop 200 watt hours as well. This adds up to a total of 1500 watt hours per day. Now, in an off-grid system, we usually want 3 days of autonomy. That means the battery should store enough energy to keep things running for 3 days without sun. So, 1500 watt hours times 3 days equals 4500 watt hours of battery storage. We now know we need a battery bank that can store 4500 watt hours. But what is the size? At 12.8 volts, which is the nominal voltage for lithium batteries, that's 350 amp hours. So I would recommend two 12-volt 200 amp hour lithium batteries. Each of these batteries has a 200 amp BMS, so together they can handle up to 400 amps of current. Plenty of power for a 3000 watt inverter. Now we need to figure out how many solar panels we need to recharge 4500 watt hours in one day, using the lowest sun hour of the year. With 3 sun hours, the math is simple. 4500 watt hours divided by 3 sun hours equals 1500 watts of solar panels needed. That's 6 250 watt solar panels or 4 375 watt solar panels. So in this example, you've sized everything based on your actual needs, not just the size of the batteries like we did in part 1. Let's look at what the setup could look like, to give you an idea of the total cost of the main components. 4 375 watt solar panels, around $102 each. 2 Victron MPPTs, $168 each. 2 12-volt 200 amp hour lithium batteries, $400 each. And a 3000 watt inverter for $350. We have a total of $1900 without cabling, which is going to cost you $160 for 20 feet. Coming up next, in part 3, I will show you how to make your system cheaper. Stick around, because this part can save you a lot of money. If you haven't bought your inverter yet, or even if you have, this part is worth watching. Because now I want to show you how to make your system cheaper and easier to install just by changing one thing: increasing the system voltage. 12 volts sounds simple, but the cost will add up. Let's say you go with a system from part 2, 1500 watts of solar panels and a 12 volt battery. Here's the issue: at 12 volts, your solar charge controller has to handle a lot of current. Let's do some math. 1500 watts of solar panels divided by 12.8 volts equals 120 amps. That's a lot of current for one charge controller to handle, and it means you'll need 2 MPPTs. Secondly, you will need extra thick wires, something like 4/0, which is basically as thick as your thumb. And there are quite some losses in a 12 volt system, as my previous video showed. As you can see, the drawbacks add up fast. Now, let's compare that to using a higher voltage. Let's say we keep the same 1500 watts solar array. but switch to a 24-volt system. We will have 49 amps, already much better. And with a 48-volt system, just 29 amps. That means you can use a smaller and cheaper charge controller. You will have much thinner wires, for example 6 gauge instead of 4-aught. Fewer heat losses and less voltage drop. And your whole system becomes easier to install. Here's my recommendation for system voltages. If you're building a cabin or stationary system, I strongly recommend going with 48 volts. It's safer, cheaper, and it's easier to scale up later if you want to add more solar panels. Now, if you need a 3000W inverter for in a vehicle, like a van or an RV, then 24 volts is a great middle ground. Why not 48 volts in a vehicle? Because 48-volt alternator chargers are expensive and hard to find, while 24-volt DC-to-DC chargers are common. The most affordable DC-to-DC chargers are 12 volts. Another reason to stick with 12 volts or 24 volts in a vehicle is how solar panels behave when you're parked in partial shade. To reduce shading losses, it's often best to wire your panels in parallel. That way, if one panel is shaded, the others still work at full output. And here's another reason. On a 24-volt system, your MPPT charge controller usually needs at least 2 panels in series to reach the voltage required to start charging. But with a 12-volt system, you can wire all your panels in parallel and still meet the minimum charging voltage, which makes it much better in shaded or uneven lighting conditions. So what are the key takeaways from this video? Don't oversize your inverter. Most people don't actually need 3000 watts. A 2000-watt inverter is more than enough for running a fridge, a microwave, lights and a laptop. Bigger isn't always better. Use 48 volts for cabins and homes. It makes everything easier. Use 12 or 24 volts for vehicles. It balances simplicity and cost. And always design your system around what you use, not what your inverter could handle. I hope this video helped clear things up. If it did, click the like button and consider subscribing. I will think you like this video next. If you want to read more about my work, then check out my book in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.